Folks, I have a message that's worth repeating, and then I'll get into the latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham region for week ending May the 10th, 2023. So if you watched yesterday's video, you know what I talked about then. I'm going to talk about it again today because it is so important. I see the mistakes that people are making out there. It always comes up in conversation when somebody's looking to buy or sell, or buy and sell. It's, do I sell first and do I buy first? And for sure there are different situations where maybe you do one instead of the other. But in most cases, in many cases, the prudent, smart, financially secure thing to do would always be to sell first, then buy. Now again, it's not 100% of the time. There are other situations, and through a series of questions and answers, we can determine one or the other. But in most cases, for most people, for the average seller and buyer out there, sell first, then buy is the safer, smarter, more secure way of doing things. And I see it with the clients that we deal with. I see it when we're working with buyers putting in offers on another property. The seller that is selling first before they buy is a bit more confident, is a bit more relaxed. They may turn down an offer and they're looking for more money, and they're just feeling better about their decision with less pressure. Whereas the seller that has already bought and absolutely needs to sell in a certain time limit, they're a lot more nervous. They're a lot more stressed, and they're wondering, man, if I turn this offer down, I feel it's a bit low, maybe I can get more, but they're scared to turn it down because what if the next offer doesn't come? It's a whole different attitude, whole different feeling, selling when you've not bought yet versus selling and you've already bought. Whole different attitude, whole different feeling, and it could mean thousands of more money in your pocket as a seller if you do it right versus doing it the wrong way. And again, we see it. We see it on the properties we put offers in. You could watch properties, price drop, price drop, price drop real quick. You know these people need to sell. Those are the ones that get taken advantage of the most. Whereas if you sell first, you also benefit from knowing how much money you physically have in your pocket after the sale, and then you could buy with confidence knowing this is my budget, this is how much money I have. And look, the fear of I've already bought and I can't sell in time, the fear of not being able to close, man, you don't want to be in that financial mess because it is a nightmare if you cannot close. So in most cases, sell first, then buy. But there are individual situations out there. If you feel this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from this video, subscribe. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Let's get into the numbers. You know, as the market heats up and get busy, which is what's happening right now, we tend to forget very recent history. Markets can change quickly. Things can happen beyond your control. Why not do things in a way that gives you a bit more control? That's why I talked about sell first instead of buy. The person that buys first, man, on the sale, if they're off on their price, well, they absolutely need to sell. So they're going to take tens of thousands, sometimes lower than what they expected, because they absolutely need this sale in order to buy. And if the market shifts, you could be off by hundreds of thousands. We've seen it not that long ago. So, you know, do the right thing, be savvy, Be smart, be strong in what you're doing, and have confidence. Sell before you buy. That's always good advice. Let me show you what's going on. Here's a quick summary of average sold prices. This is for detached properties only. We've got the Durham region here. Durham is Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby. That's my Durham sample. Prices are up, no surprise there. Brampton is here in green, prices are up. Mississauga up here in blue, prices are up. And it seems that all three regions almost parallel the way prices are increasing for each area. There's a $350,000 difference in average price between Brampton and Mississauga. We're going to start off with Mississauga. Again, detached properties only, broken down by a week for a whole year. 74 detached properties were sold for week ending May the 10th. That's the strongest week we've had in over a year. 13 of those were sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price climbed up to $1,686,000. Now, peak pricing was back in January last year at just under $2 million, $1,969,000. The current average price of $1,686 is 14% below peak pricing. $1,686 is 4% lower than where it was a year ago, and the median price of $1,508 is 5% lower than where we were a year ago. And the dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. Folks, it's pretty clear. Prices are headed right now in one direction, and that's trending upwards for a while now. Of the 74 that sold, more than half, 51%, sold at list price or more, so it's getting a bit more active in Mississauga. Listings are a bit higher at 118, and months of inventory coming down a bit further, now sitting at 0.8 months of inventory. As months of inventory come down, prices tend to go up. Here's Brampton. 76 detached properties were sold. Prices heading up, $1,329,000. Peak pricing was January last year at $1,654,000. We are 20% below peak pricing right now. But that was peak pricing. Let's compare to last year. We're 1% off the price. I'm confusing myself. We're 1% lower than where we were same week last year. Median price is 4% higher than where we were this time last year. And also, both medium and average price is headed upwards. Of the 76 that sold, 63% sold at list price or more. Listings are up quite a bit from where we were the previous few weeks, actually. 157 detached properties were sold. Months of inventory sitting at 0.9, so it went up a little bit from where it was the previous couple weeks of 0.7, and a few weeks ago we had 0.6, but 0.9 is still really low. It's still very much a seller's market in Brampton. 11 is the average days on market, pretty low. Here's the Durham region. 64 detached properties were sold. None of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price jumped up to $1,248,000. Peak pricing was February last year of $1.517 million. We're 18% lower than peak pricing. Compared to last year, the current average sold price of $1,248 is 3% higher than where we were a year ago. The median price is 8% higher than where we were a year ago. And again, both have been climbing up. The last few weeks here kind of seems a bit flat, but we see them going up again there. Of the 64 that sold, 81% sold at list price or more. So if you're shopping, if you're looking to buy in the Durham region, what you're going to see is almost it's going to feel like every property has an offer date, and you're going to be competing. That's just the way it's going to be. So work with somebody who can help you navigate. Competing doesn't necessarily mean I got to spend more than everybody else, although it'll often feel that way, but there's strategically ways to be able to do that properly. 111 were listed, and Months of inventory sitting at 0.6. 7 is the average days on market in the Durham region. And for Durham region, I'm using Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby. Here are condos for the Peel region. 58 condos were sold. One of those was at $1 million or more. Average sold price, $612,000. Peak pricing was February last year, $729,000. We're 16% lower than peak pricing right now. 612 is 8% lower than where we were a year ago. The median price is 11% lower. Now, condo prices in Peel were trending upwards for a while. Now I'm not quite sure exactly which way they're going. Are they going down? Are they going up? It's kind of hard to tell. We need a few more weeks, but for a while they have been trending upwards. A little over a third, 35% sold at list price or more. Listings are kind of the same what they were a week ago at 113 new condo listings, and months of inventory sitting at 1.3 months of inventory. Average days on market is 22. It's quite high. So you could take your time when it comes to condos in Peel region. It's a whole different feeling than trying to buy a detached or a freehold property in general. Here's the summary of months of inventory. You know, we're sitting at 0.8, 0.9, 0.6 for the detached properties. That's extremely low. It's very competitive. It's a seller's market. I know that we say a balanced market or a seller's market is under 4 and a balanced market is between 4 to 6 months. You know, if these months of inventory at some point, eventually, I don't know when, they will start to increase. Once we get to 2.5 months, 3 months of inventory, it's going to feel very much like a balanced market. So I'm thinking maybe we should be relooking at what's a balanced market, what's a buyer's market. We haven't seen a buyer's market in a long time. But right now, very aggressive seller's market. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.